Was Jesus in the tomb from Friday to Sunday or Wednesday to Sabbath? A lot of people will read this text right here and they'll get hung up on it. And they'll say, well, it's simply not possible for Jesus to have been crucified on Friday. Say things like, well, Jesus had to have been crucified on Wednesday. Never mind the fact that the Bible tells us exactly when things happened. You see, Matthew 27 tells us this. The Bible tells us that the Pharisees came to Pilate the day after Jesus was crucified, and it calls that day the day of preparation, the day that Jesus was crucified. Jesus was crucified Friday morning. The Pharisees came to Pilate the day after the day of preparation, the Sabbath. Mark tells us this. On the day that Jesus was crucified, again, it's calling it the day of preparation. That is, the day before the Sabbath. And because Jesus had died when he did, and because Sabbath was drawing near, which the Bible tells us starts at sunset, Joseph of Arimathea went to Pilate and asked him for the body of Jesus so that they could bury him before Sabbath started. The Bible also tells us the day after the Sabbath, the day that Jesus resurrected, the first day, Sunday, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary were coming to the tomb, and they tell us that because they wanted to anoint his body with spices. However, by the time they got there, Jesus was already resurrected. So, what's going on here? Is it 3 days and 3 nights or not? The Bible very clearly tells us, as we have seen, Jesus was crucified Friday morning. He rested in the tomb over the Sabbath. He resurrected Sunday morning. All we've got to do is study, folks. We don't have to insert our own human logic to try and make things work, to try and make things fit into our own finite humanity. Because commentaries tell us, you can find this on BibleTools.info, and both of these commentaries tell us the same thing. And that is, in the Jewish mindset, it doesn't have to be a full 72-hour period to be considered 3 days and 3 nights. Part of Friday, all of Sabbath, part of Sunday, in the Jewish mindset back then, they looked at it as 3 days and 3 nights. Furthermore, if Jesus would have been saying something inaccurate, something that went against the Jewish mindset, they would have called him a false prophet. Just as many other times in his life, when he said something that the Pharisees didn't agree with, they called him a false prophet. So the Bible is being honest with us. Jesus is being honest with us. Jesus died Friday morning. He was in the tomb till Sunday morning when he was resurrected. He was not crucified Wednesday, and he did not resurrect Sabbath.